Don't try to haul everything that's out there. I know maybe at the beginning you're like, hey, I just need to make money, but I think in the long run it will help you. So people ask me all the time, how did you start a trucking business and what does it take to start a trucking business? So today, I'm gonna share with you 10 things that you need to know when you're starting a trucking business. My name is Jay Mancini, welcome to my channel. And if you like the content that we're creating today, please subscribe and share with your friends. And just to let you guys know a little bit more about myself before we dive in, I've been owning a trucking business for the last 12 years here in the greater Houston area. Let's go ahead and dive in. Number one, define your purpose for starting a trucking business. Why is defining your purpose very important? Well, first and foremost, who does it aim to serve? And why is your service valuable? And who is it valuable for? So here's a tip. Think of how it's going to impact the community, how it would help the community, and how it will bring valuable to your potential customer. Number two, open an LLC. LLC meaning limited liability company. The trucking business can bring a lot of liabilities, and opening an LLC will help you protect yourself and your personal assets. Example, liabilities could be several factors, right? In my trucking business, one of the liabilities, for example, could be that if I hire somebody, meaning an owner operator, for whatever reason, they get into an accident or incident, that could fall back on us. So it's very important that you get an LLC established before you even start your trucking business. By the way, I'm not an attorney, as you probably already know. I just own a trucking business, so make sure you find either an attorney or a CPA that can help you set up your LLC properly for whatever business it is that you're doing in the trucking industry, and of course in your state the laws may vary. Number three, and this one is very crucial, guys, get public and general liability insurance under your new LLC. Like I said earlier, when you first open your LLC, reason why is you want to protect yourself from liabilities like preventing any future incidents or accidents that may happen. So again, it's very important you get your general liability and that you get public liability insurance for your business. Here's a tip. Make sure that when you're shopping for insurance for your business, whoever it is that you're talking to, make sure that they're already an experienced agent in the field. Meaning, make sure you've done your homework. Have they insured other trucking companies? And if they have, can they give you the names? Because guess what? There's a lot of agents out there that claim that they insure trucking companies, but they may only have one or two customers. So again, make sure you do your diligence in this part because this is very important that you're properly insured. The way I did it was I actually reached out to some of the other larger companies that are actual general contractors and just asked them, hey, who do you guys use for your provider as an insurance provider, as an agent? And I got several names and numbers and I made sure I called them. And in a few cases, I actually met up with them personally and I asked them several questions that basically defined the right type of insurance that I needed for my business. Once I decided on one particular agent, and I went ahead and I got a quote from him and we got insured. And now that we're talking about having your business properly insured, here's another thing. When you're hiring owner operators, what we do is we actually get their insurance information and we actually call and we want to clarify that they do have insurance and that they're being properly insured. Again, going back to what we said earlier, you want to make sure you're properly insured and they're also properly insured in case of what? An incident or an accident. And the final tip, when you do get their insurance information, you want to make sure that they add you as a certificate holder to their insurance. Number four, if you're an owner operator, register your truck with USDOT and get a motor carrier number for your truck. When registering your truck with a USDOT and motor carrier number, you can actually save yourself some time by calling some of the local small businesses in your area that actually provide this service for a small fee. One of the things that I did is I actually did some research online and I called around and found out, hey, this actually doesn't cost a lot. It's very minimal compared to the time you're gonna save. So if it makes it easier on you, just do some quick research online and find somebody in your area that can do this. By the way, you can do it on your own, but it will require some time. Number five, create business cards or a digital card specifying exactly what type of transportation you specialize in. So when I started and I was handing out business cards, one of the things that I did was I made a note of how I met the prospective client, and the thing I did was I wrote down the location, the time, and a specific thing to remember about that individual. It could be the place where you met the individual, it could be what he was wearing, it could be his style of hair, it could be his watch, his shoes, but remember something about that particular conversation you had whenever you handed out your business card. Number six, join a local trucking association in your area. Why? It can help you build specific relationships with individuals that are already in the trucking business and also be a great tool for you to grow your own business. Networking with individuals in the same industry will help you add to your contact list that later on in the future can be very useful. This will lead to number 7. Start building alliances with other trucking owner-operators or brokers. When you're new to the business, it's very important that you get to know the people that are in your business and you get to also learn from them. So don't be shy. Feel free to open up and ask some questions. You'd be surprised at how there's people out there that are actually willing to help you. Number 8, focus on one type of transportation and make it your niche. When I first started in the dump truck business, my niche was to actually focus on the materials that the general contractors would utilize throughout the entire year. And what I did is I went out there and I found the suppliers that had these materials. I started building great relationships with them. Therefore, I started to get really good prices for these materials. In return, I was able to not only deliver, but also sell the materials to our general contractors for a great price and deliver great value. I would recommend at the beginning, don't try to haul everything that's out there. I know maybe at the beginning you're like, hey, I just need to make money. But I think in the long run, it will help you to just start with one or maybe 2 types of material, specialize in that, get to know that, and then you can haul other types of materials as you start to grow and your business starts to scale. Well, this will take us to number 9 on why you want to focus on your ideal client. For us, our ideal client was that one client that always needed the materials that I talked about earlier, right? And the materials that I talked about for us were dirt, sand, and gravel. Now, for you guys, it may be just 1, maybe 2, or maybe 3, but you want to focus on those clients that need that specific type of material that would have you busy or keep you busy all year long hauling these materials. So when we first got started, the way that I focused on my ideal client is I would find the one particular client that would need that one type of material that I knew that I could always have access to, and that would be a good source for me to actually stay busy throughout the entire year. So for us in the dump truck business, it could be finding the general contractor that always needs sand, or finding the general contractor that always needs gravel or asphalt. So for you, depending on where you live, it may be different, but I would start off with that one general contractor that always needs one particular type of material that will keep you busy all year long. Number 10, this is crucial. Learn how to establish your operation costs and how to charge the right rate. Here's what I would suggest you do. Do what's called a SWOT analysis. SWOT. What does SWOT analysis mean? It means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strength and weakness are internal factors that you can actually change, like being better at sales and always making sure your reputation is well known. For us, our reputation's everything. We make sure that we have a reputable name because this is how you will be remembered, right? You're remembered always by the way that you treat your clients and the service you provide. Opportunities and threats are external factors that you don't actually have control of. So don't sweat it. Just do the best you can. For example, this current market, current economy, your competitors. Don't sweat it. Just do the best you can. So bonus tip, guys, this will make things a lot easier for you and make it smoother. But most importantly, it's gonna save you time. You wanna compress time, right? Find someone maybe in your area or close that can help you and show you the trucking business. Now, if you're saying to yourself, I don't know anybody in the trucking business, well, ask around. You know, there's good chance there's someone that you know that may know somebody, right? Don't be shy, just be open about it and tell them, hey, look, I want to be a student. I want to be an open book. I'm willing to learn. But just remember that in return, you may have to give something, right? And you have to be okay with that. Again, I would highly recommend if you can find somebody in your area that's willing to teach you about the trucking business, or again, someone you know that may know somebody in the trucking business, there can be a potential valuable asset to you. Why? Because it will help you learn and compress the time. So these are 10 things I wish I knew when I started my trucking business. If you found these valuable, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and hey, drop us a thumb up. And by the way, if you're wondering on how to find dump truck work, watch this video right here. We're gonna teach you 3 ways of finding work for your dump truck. This is Jay Mancini. See you guys on the next one.